Hey, pretty nice. Hickok 45 here. This is a Springfield DS Prodigy, and it feels not bad. Let's shoot something. Boom. Yeah, 9mm Prodigy, double stack. I'll bet that's what DS stands for. So I'm glad you're out here, because this is a fairly interesting pistol. You all like to shoot, some of you. Even if you don't shoot much, you enjoy it. So got you a pistol here to talk about and to shoot and enjoy, okay? Hopefully you enjoy it a little bit. I'm gonna enjoy it because I'm gonna shoot it. So the Prodigy from Springfield. As I'm doing this today, it's fairly new. It hasn't been out very long, I don't believe. And it's one of them there double stack 1911s. Otherwise known as a 2011, right? Okay. Many of them have a really fat grip. This one is not too bad. But guess what? If it's double stack, it's got to be a little bigger, right? So got a 17 round mag and a 20 round mag, I believe. And yeah. So you might like a pistol like this, even if it's not something you want to carry. Yeah, a lot of people do. These things, these double stack 9s, these competition guns, many of them are considered competition guns, seem to have a big market. Seem to be a lot of them out there now, and just come out of the box pretty much ready to go to a match, go to a shooting match, and or not, just ready for the range, right? So if you like to shoot, as I've said before with others like this, kind of like this, big double stack, heavier, pistols, nothing I'd carry probably, but a lot of fun to shoot. They come with good triggers generally, very smooth shooters, and a 9mm. Wow, when you shoot 9mm out of a 1911, almost of any kind, it becomes a really smooth shooting machine. So check them out. And I'm going to check this out some more. I'm going to shoot some more. A couple of things about it before I fire it again, though. It's an all forged steel slide and frame. Okay, carbon steel. It's got kind of a wraparound polymer around the steel. You see that, and that gives it a better grip, and it feels pretty good. It's got the nice fiber optic sights. Kind of a higher sight, not quite as high as some, but a pretty high sight on it. And you can of course put optics on it. The Hex Dragonfly optic comes with some of them. Okay, normally this one I think is around 1,500 bucks, but with that optic, it's I think around 1,700. It comes in a commander size 4 1/4 inch slide barrel, and then also I think a full length 5 inch. Okay, and with or without the optic. And I'm not a big fan of optics on a handgun, so I wanted the one without the optic. And I like the commander size length. I'm a fan of it. Okay, so this is agencyarms.com. They cut these slides. They call this the Agency Arms AOC, right? Is that it? AOS. Sorry, AOS system. Okay, for the Agency Arms optic system, and yeah, that's theirs. Okay, shoot a little more. Okay. Good feeling gun, pretty good trigger. It's not maybe the very best trigger I've ever felt, but it's not bad, and feels good on the reset. And it's about, they say they run from about 4.5 to 5 pounds on the trigger, and it's just a good feeling trigger. Nice big trigger guard, a good grip. At first I thought I wasn't gonna like it. I don't know. It just a little heavy. It's over 30 ounces, and another big old heavy 1911, but it is kind of heavy, but it fits the hand well. And these kinds of guns just are heavy. I got to get out of my head that it is heavier and more awkward feeling, mainly because of the weight, than my M&P 2.0 or my Glock 19 or 4 or 5 others. My SIG P320. It's a 1911, and so it's a heavier firearm. And if you're competing with it, that's why it feels so good. And you can shoot it, because man, you just want to pull the trigger fast. You really do. And nice trigger, lots of ammo, and it just feels good. And that's what a competition pistol is. How a competition pistol should feel, shouldn't it? Should feel good in the hand, and the trigger should be light enough that you feel like you can just really shoot it fast or slow. You might need to take a precision shot sometime and pop something like a buffalo at longer range. See, you never know when you're going to have to kill a bison or a ram, a sheep. See, you just don't know. You might even have to pop a hog right in the middle of the field. Oh, I knew that was low. I knew that one was low. This one's not going to be low. It's going to hit it. Yeah, what'd I tell you? Because I'm going to pull the trigger at the right time. Now I'm going to take another precision shot, long range, at this 2-liter right here in front of me. Why don't we be a smart aleck? See if I can knock the cap off. And then, and then pop him. Shoot his hat off and then pop him. How about a little pot smoking? Yeah. Trying to get away. Well, he sure didn't blow, did he? Like he should have. Yeah, that was kind of an anticlimax on that Kentucky 2-liter. Yeah, that's Kentucky for you. What else about this thing? Again, it's not been out long. Prodigy, many of you have asked me about it, so I requested one. It's got the kind of the bull barrel, bushingless barrel. There's no bushing there. It's got the full-length guide rod I'm not crazy about. And it does come down. You don't have to get a safety pin for it. I have taken it down a couple of times. I may have taken it all the way down, but this is field stripping. This is for safety reasons. Everybody who buys a pistol chooses one, needs to know how to field strip it so that it will be clean and safe for them, okay? So make sure it's clear, very, very clear, all right? And you're supposed to take this provided wrench, that is at 5/32, I think, and pop this, it actually got a little bit loose on it, there we go. Pop it a little bit like that to where it's loose a little bit. Then you bring the slide back to the, if I got my pen, I probably need it. Yeah, the take apart point there, disassembly point, and this works. Something don't scratch your firearm. It's a slide lock and then goes forward. And now if you want to take it all the way down, it is a full length, it's 2-piece. You just put this back in here and you take that the rest of the way apart. You can see it unscrewing there. And you pull that out in the bushing and then the barrel out, and you're done. So you don't have to do the old paper clip thing. And so that's a little bit better. And there's no bushing up here. It fits tight against the slide. So there you go. 9mm looks like a little hole. I'm still used to 1911s being 45 ACP because I'm an old guy, right? But 9mm is, of course, taken the world by storm, no matter what sort of firearm it is, whether it's a polymer Wonder pistol or a 1911. It's just such a popular round. Not with everybody, but with most people. Now I'll bring this back to the assembly notch there, disassembly notch, depending on what you're doing, assembling or disassembling, right? And watch me struggle now since we're on camera. There we go. And then make sure that's tight. All right, but it's not too hard to take down. You do need your wrench. All right, a big old pistol like this, it's again, mostly a competition pistol, or when you're going to clean it, take it apart to clean it, you know you're going to do that. So I guess in the past I've been a little too hard on some firearms maybe because they're not as simple to disassemble as so many of them are, most of them are. But depending on what the firearm is for, when it's time to clean it, you're going to clean it. If you need some kind of little tool, it may be not the end of the world, I guess. I don't know. As long as it's not too hard to get down, right? And that's a standard hex wrench. I think it is 5/32. So you see your plate there, that system, skeletonized trigger and hammer. That always makes you a faster shooter, doesn't it? Yeah, and your rail. I'll tell you one thing that's a little different about it is I noticed right away, because I'm an old 1911 guy in some ways, and I can just grab the slide lock on any of them without any trouble, but I can't rake that one. I mean, it's recessed dramatically. In fact, I have trouble like bringing it back. With most 1911s, I just put my thumb under that, push it up, and I'm good. But this one, you got to kind of dig to get to it, and then you can kind of miss the notch. Not a big deal, but it is definitely recessed, partly so you don't hit it inadvertently, I guess. But that's the case. Got ambidextrous safeties. John was noticing neither one of us are fans of ambi safeties at all on 1911 and most firearms. It's just, I guess it really just comes down to the fact that we hate people who are left-handed. You think that's it? No, I just don't like my knuckle against something that just is really in the way, whatever the firearm is. And but this one's not so much like that. You know, it's the way it's contoured, the size of the grip or something. It doesn't create a problem. If you're like me and John and you hate lefties, no, you just hate ambidextrous safeties on 1911s. So you got that, you know, nice big, kind of a mag well there. I mean, the mags are made so that they're not going to be a problem, you know, hitting the target, you know, bringing it in there. You by all means want accurate mags that will hit the target, right? So let's load up and shoot a little bit more. A nice firearm, like I say, these things, you tell me, what do you like? What gun do you own that's like this? There's so many of them out there, and many of them are very, very expensive. One of the, I guess, claims to fame or features of this firearm that they mention in the Springfield literature, right? So it must be true. And I guess it is, that this one is less expensive than most of them for the features. And I guess there's some truth to that, because these things can start out, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. And this is, did I say that yet? This one is, without the optic, it's, I think, $1,500, which ain't cheap. And then with the optic, $17. I think I did say that. But, you know, so that's a lot of money, but for this type of pistol, and it does seem to be well machined. It's not like I'm trying to sell it. I'm just more impressed than I thought. When I took it out of the box, I thought, oh man, another big chunk. And the grip always feels thick to me, even though I have large hands when I pick up one of these double stacked 1911s, this kind of thing. But you know, the more I messed with it, and shot it, you know, that grip feels pretty good, you know, and the safeties are not in the way. And I tend to shoot it pretty well at distance or up close. I've noticed it's fun to shoot, and it doesn't have rough edges. It's kind of dehorned, got good sights. They're a little higher than I like, but really jump out at you. You got that U-notch back there and the serration. So I don't know, it feels pretty good, and it's all metal. Some of that, yeah, I'm not sure where the metal starts and stops in the polymer. The polymer kind of encompasses that. Yeah, you got a metal frame, and then kind of the wraparound is polymer, like right there. That part is polymer. I think the trigger guard is. Yeah, I think that. It's interesting with this. Maybe I could take that off, I guess, to show me better. So 9mm, 1911, 2011, excuse me. And that to me is still a 1911. You know, there are lots of different models of 1911s. A1, 2011. Still comes back to good old John Browning, doesn't it? So talk about what it costs, you know, and kind of what it's for. I guess it'd mostly be as a competition pistol, but especially in this Commander length, you know, it's really not a gigantic pistol. It's pretty hefty. You know, if you want a 30-ounce plus defensive pistol, there you go. And you want a 1911 style pistol, there you've got one. So grip feels good to me. If you have really small hands, you might not like it, but you know, it's I don't know, I should have brought out a Glock 19 just to make some of you mad and see if my hand wraps around that far. I'm not sure it's as thick as it's definitely no thicker than a Glock 17, might be thinner. Not a bad looking pistol, you know, kind of simple in a lot of ways, but Feels pretty good. Let's shoot a little bit before I let you go. Okay. All right. All right, tree. Am I shooting blanks? I think I was holding too high. Yeah, okay. I gotta figure out where to hold that thing. I don't know, getting used to the trigger. Feels pretty good. Let's go across the hill again. And let's pop the gong. Did I ever hit it? Yeah, felt good. Let's try the red square plate. I heard that. How about the round black plate down there? All right. Might need another animal. Like, how about that piggy up on the top row left? There you go. You really feel like you could just hit anything if you can just hold it steady, because you got a great trigger, and the sights seem to be right on. Yeah. What's not been addressed? A bowling pin right here. Yeah. Well, I don't want to oversell it, but I kind of like it for what it is. I don't go to action pistol matches anymore. I used to do that a lot. So I'm not sure I have a serious use for it. If I did, it'd definitely be one I would consider. And even if you don't compete, it seems like a nice plinker, really nice plinker. If you don't like a lot of recoil, your hand's not too small for something like this. And I don't mean to exaggerate the size of the grip, but you know, it's double stack. It's not too bad. Firearms like this, as I've said before, are just fun at the range or whatever. If you never went to a shooting match in your life, you would enjoy either this one or one like it. It wouldn't have to be this one, but any of these big, heavier 1911 style firearms, especially chambered in a 9mm, absorbs so much of the recoil, and you know, just not a lot of recoil to deal with. Comfortable shoot. You're going to shoot it well. That always helps maintain interest, doesn't it? In any sport. If you got with a basketball and you can't ever hit the rim, you know, you end up going back home. I guess that's not my game, but if you can hit something with it occasionally, it just makes it more fun. So and guess what? That's what shooting is all about for the most part. Enjoying the sport, the hobby, going to the range and that sort of thing. So anyway, the Springfield DS double stack Prodigy, you know, pretty interesting pistol. I'm not gonna bash it too much. It's a big old heavy gun, kind of a specific niche for it, purpose, but fun to shoot and seemed like pretty decent, and maybe not as expensive as a lot of other pistols like this, you know, in this class. So it might be, it's one you want to look at, okay? Just one you would want to take a look at, maybe get the feel of it and see what you think about it. We've not had a malfunction, you know, with it, and you know, in any of the shooting we've done. So that's always a positive, isn't it? So there it is. Look it up if you want some more information on it, because I probably left a lot of stuff out. Life is good.
Alright. It's a long walk from where I had to shoot that. Oh man. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. Since you're here, I want to let you know about our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. TalonGunGrips.com. Check out everything they have over there. You can get lots of different grips, the stick-on grip textures for your handguns and rifle grips, so go check them out. Also Ballistol, they're a firearms lubricant or anything else you might need lubricating. It's water soluble and non-toxic. Been using it on the compound and cleaning all of our guns. It's a cleaner and a lube for over 10 years. So Ballistol, Talon Grips, definitely check both of those companies out. And also, while you're on the internet, don't forget to go to hickok45.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Hickok45, Twitter, Hickok45, Instagram, The Real Hickok45, and also I have an Instagram page where I post behind the scenes stuff and different things like that. John, JOHN _ HICKOK45 on Instagram. And the next thing you have to do is watch more videos.